but I change it after anyway. I had it set to kids, like I did that one time, and I can't see if anybody messaged me or anything. Yeah. So I decided to just exit out and get back in. And we skipped over the part of me doing my hair. So there we go. Alright, so there we go. Hair is done. I'm just going to tuck it behind my ear. And I did not do my brows today because I have some new things. Hello! If you were here before, and I had it set before, so I was like, I think nobody's going to be on here. So, hi. So today I decided to do purple because I really wanted to do pinks, but with Valentine's Day coming up, I was like, I'll probably do pinks then, so I'll just kind of let it go. And I used some tint shampoo and conditioner and spray, and it kind of made my hair a little purple, silvery, so yeah. Alright, so I also didn't do my brows, so hopefully they don't take too long today. I know some days they go well, some days they don't. But I had coupons at CVS, so I buy a lot of drugstore things at CVS because I've mentioned it before and I'll probably keep mentioning it. But with the rewards that you get and everything, like, it's totally worth it. I had $5 in extra bucks because I bought $15 worth of L'Oreal products, which I got this liquid liner. It's just black, but I never tried their brand. I always tried the Maybelline one. Hi, thanks. It's similar to the Maybelline one that I like use all the time, so we'll see how it works and if it lasts a little longer. But I went to the store. They didn't have the things that I wanted, so I went online, and with the Extra Care Pass, I got free shipping, plus my discounts, and then the Physicians Formula things were like buy one, get one free, so I got those. I won't use this on here. It's one of the masks that like go over your face, like a sheet mask, and I did also get a blush, but I'm not going to use that because it's pink. So anyway, I saw this primer, and it's the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It Putty Primer, which I was thinking may, because I think this was like $13, and the clearance one that I love, which I'm running out of, but it is, I want to say like $40. It's worth it, but so I was like, oh, let's see how this works instead. And then I've been using the same thing for contour. It's been a Maybelline Foundation for darker skin tones, and it just seems like since I'm more pale since summer, even though I still have tan lines. So I still have tan lines, yet not much color. I got this. It's an actual sculpting bronzer, but I got the darkest shade, so we'll see how that works. But anyway, so back to this putty primer. So you open it, and it looks like this. And, oh, okay, so I'm like, oh, the top feels greasy. I don't like how it feels greasy. Is it supposed to be greasy? It's like really greasy, like, I don't know. All right, I'm going to dig into it. I hate that you can't see the whole thing. I wish I had a bigger room that you could be like kind of farther away, or multiple cameras. That'd be fun. I'm going to dig into it and see. Maybe it's just like something on the surface to keep it like moist. Okay. It seems like the same consistency as the Clarins one that I like, but it does go on like greasy-ish. It seems like it dries similar, but all right, screw it, I'm putting it on my face. So anyway, I'm going to scoop a little off with my nail. So I just kind of dug at it, and I'll get like a blob. I'm going to mix it around. Oh, it's really, I'm like terrified to put this on my face right now. It's so greasy. Why is it so greasy? What is it? Why is this primer greasy? Pray that I don't break out from this. I'll freak. I got back from vacation and then my skin freaked out, and then it's just starting to get better. It smells like coconut, so I'm wondering if there's like coconut oil in it. Oh God. I don't like how it even goes on. I'm putting it on and it's like pilling on my face. I don't have my glasses. Oh, key ingredients: murumuru butter, cashew butter, takuma butter. Warm it in your fingers and apply evenly over clean face, blending with fingertips. Let stick 30 seconds. I don't know about this, man. If it sucks, I mean, one good thing is I could return it, but I'm like petrified of putting it on my face with these like butters. Hello! Oh, I wish you could see this. Like, I can feel it, and the Benefit Primed and Poreless does it to me too. Oh, I can't see it. It's too small. Okay, so it's kind of like when you... Okay, did you ever make... So weird. Did you ever make like sugar cookies or pizza dough or like pie crust, and you know, like the little tiny balls of dough that are greasy, but then they get kind of like the flour on them too? I know, I'm not happy about it, but I can't, this is what I do, so, but I could feel the little, like it's not sticking in my skin, it's just like moving around, and it's weird. I don't like it. Yeah, it's like, oh God. I think for the sake of the makeup that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna not, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a good idea when you have really dry skin to have, you know, that butter, but these pills, all right, I'm gonna let it sit. Let me stop touching it. I'm gonna push it in. Oh, it's in my hair. This is entertaining today, huh? Oh, I could just, I'm like a texture person. Sorry, like it made my nose itch. And when I like feel like a strange texture, I'm just like, ugh, no. Ew, like, you know, when they first bring out sweaters and stuff, and it's August, I'm like, I'm not touching that sweater. Get the hell out of here. So, yeah. All right, let's see. Maybe if I just take this, I'm going to just take this blender that doesn't have anything on it and try to wipe away the stuff. Okay, so it definitely does not work the same as the $40 clearance one that I like. So, I know my birthday's not for, I don't know, less than 2 months. I'm going to put it on my birthday list. I need a new primer. Alright, so I'm going to do my brows. I also want to get a new foundation. I've been seeing the NARS foundation, which is expensive, but I want to try it. I'm going to just use this L'Oreal True Match one, the nude, which I wasn't really impressed with at first. I'm not super impressed with it as far as coverage goes, but for every day and to just kind of go in and just do your makeup, it does the trick. It's not, I like a full coverage. I want to like cover my whole face. Oh, actually, you know what? I didn't get to CVS today. I thought about it. I was like, oh, how cool would it be if I did the purple makeup with like a light colored foundation? And I wanted to go to CVS, but I kept trying to take a nap today because, I don't know, I posted just a funny thing earlier, but nobody actually got it. Because I've been using the Jeffree Star Orgy palette for my brows, because there are so many different shades of brown that work really good for whatever I want to do. I like doing them lighter. I have like basically black eyebrows. I thought about bleaching them, but I'm going to tell you, when I bleached them once in my 20s, and when they start growing back, they look weird. So I'm not going to do it. But anyway, I didn't get to CVS today because I was trying to take a nap. I was very tired. Made a post earlier about like Interview with the Vampire. Vampire. But it's very light, but I didn't get a biopsy on my thyroid. So it's the second one that I had. I actually had one done in October. And they said that it came back, I can't think of the phrase, non-diagnostic. So they said it was non-diagnostic. And I'm like, what does this mean? Like, and then someone that I know was like, they didn't get a good enough sample or whatever. So I'm like, okay, great. So after I waited a week for them to tell me nothing, after I was worried, then they were like, well, you just got to come back in 3 months and get it done again. So I called like last week because I waited till the last minute. I'm like, I really don't want to do this again. So yeah, so then the doctor today was like, since it came back non-diagnostic, we have somebody here to check the cells on slides. And if we don't get enough of them, then we just got to go in again. So I got jabbed like 8 times with needle in my throat today. And then they don't just stick it in and then like suck stuff out. Like they like dig it around and stuff. So I'm like, awesome. So it was my day today. But it did. Oh, it's okay. It'll be okay. Listen. Well, I will say, when it first happened, before I had to get it done, I know, it is. And especially waiting a week to like hear something back. But when I first got it, had to get it done, I called my Gram, and I was just like, Gram, I'm like, I'm really worried about this, you know, like, stuff like that. Because, long story short, I haven't done a live, since then. The last time I was going to do a live was the day that my Gram had passed away. I actually got a call from my aunt at 9:30 at night, and I was going to do a live that night, and I was just like, you know what, I don't feel like it, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because then it would have gotten cut short, and it would have been sad. So, anyway, long story short, my Gram was more of a mom to me than my own mom. So I had called her and I said, Gram, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm, afraid, whatever. And she's like, you know what? I had it done like 3 times. She's like, they just go in, they cut a piece out, and then you're okay. And, she would have been 88 this month. So I'm like, all right, Gram. I'm like, that makes me feel a little bit better. She's like, they just got to make sure they don't hit your voice box. And I'm like, good to know. So, yeah. So I'm just hoping that, maybe it's just like a familial thing, and whatever. But they said if it comes back non-diagnostic again, that they'll, and I don't like to talk online about this stuff, like I'd rather just say it here. If it's here and you want to look for it, then you find it. But I don't need to, like, broadcast that, like, I have a problem. So anyway, I'm just going to go in. I'm going in with the Orgy palette. This color's All Night Long. I don't think I've used this for my brows yet. So anyway, yeah. So I had it done, and it came back, like, inconclusive, whatever. And, so I went back and had it done again. And they said if it comes back inconclusive, non-diagnostic, blah, 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 again, then they will either have to do surgery, yay, or just keep an eye on it. I mean, to be honest, at this point, I've had this nodule on my thyroid. I've been aware of it since, I don't even know. With all, like, the stuff going on with COVID and doctors and blah, 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 I have to get an MRI every year because I have MS. So I want to say it was probably, like, it might have been 2 years ago. No, I think like 3 years ago. it came back I had a nodule. But then I told my neurologist, and he was like, oh yeah, it's fine, no big deal. And I'm like, okay. So then I noticed probably about May last year that it started getting bigger, because I looked and I was like, what is that bump? It looks disgusting. So yeah, so I finally went to the doctor to get it looked at. So yeah, but it doesn't bother me, like, in general. I mean, the main thing I'm concerned about right now is, like, you know, listen, you can't plan things in life at all. But, I don't know, I was just like, hell, if I have thyroid problems and I have to go on medicine, if I gain weight, like, I will just, like, die. And I'm sorry if people don't feel that way. I do. I was bigger than I wanted to be for quite a few years because of having kids and health issues and whatever, and I don't like it. I do not like it on myself, even though people were like, you were so cute, and I'm like, I don't like it. I don't think he laughs a lot. He may sometimes. I know he laughs at me a lot. He's just like looking at me a lot of times like, you dumb bitch. What are you doing? And I'm just like, buddy, you put me here for a reason, to have fun. So enjoy the show, man. So yeah, I am not really a planner. I don't like to plan. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna plan a trip or whatever. Good to know. Yeah, see, I think it's about the same thing. See, my mom never had any of these issues, and hello. But I don't speak to my mom, so if she has had any issues, I want to know. Unless she emailed me, because she does like to email me. So, I'm gonna go in. I've been trying to do. This is where I get confused. Like, I try to do that whole, like, faded, fun brow look, and I'm just like, I don't know. It's, people say that it looks like, they're like, it looks good, your brows look good, and I'm like, I think it looks like trash. But I'm also, like, super critical of myself. Aren't most of us. So, I don't know what that means. So yeah, I wanted to do the brows before, but because I wanted to use the primer, I hadn't. Well, I'm glad I left it on just to see what it looks like after. But I'm really liking using these colors in this orgy palette for my brows. I think they work out pretty good. But like I said, it's just kind of strange because they're so dark and I want to make them light. But whatever. I'm not going to bleach them. And then yesterday I did them for work, which I was supposed to go to work today too. Like, I was literally going to go to work after getting all that done. I was. And then I was just exhausted. I'm just like, nope, I can't make it. And it's not the point that I couldn't, like, physically. I think these turned out pretty good. It's not that I couldn't physically be there, but because I do facials and I do dermaplane facials, I actually use a scalpel to, like, scrape at people's skin and get, like, dead skin off and hairs and stuff like that. Those were both of my clients today, and I just really did not feel confident in my skills, just not feeling as well as I should to perform that work. So if I worked at, you know, a retail store, something like that, thanks, I would totally go. Like, after I got my appendix out on Christmas Day, then I went to work like that Tuesday, and then everybody's like, you went to work like right after? Like, I went to cosmetology school a week after having a C-section for the first time. Like, I just wanted to get it done. And everybody always says, like, rest, 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 rest. And I do rest when I'm tired. Or like today, I like tried. I really did try. And then I had to get up because I thought, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go to work. And then I was like, you know what, I'm not going to go to work. So then I messaged my clients. And then I was like, okay, I'll try and take a nap again. And then my aunt called me. So I was like, oh, now I'm awake. And then I was like, a little bit later, I'm like, all right, I'll lay back down. And then the Amazon delivery guy, because some people have Amazon trucks and then some people just have like these vans. He's like blasting. Oh, so yeah, because I forget how many people you have to have. I do have Cash App. I don't have anything else. I'm not sure how to set up anything on anything else, but I mean, I can. Hey! In my Twitter bio, I do have my Cash App, and it's just hashtag HopeWarrior615. So that is definitely appreciated. Basically, if you do send anything for support, it would be mostly go to gas or food or new makeup. So, or maybe wine. Not so much wine, but yeah, so I'll have to take a look into the Patreon because I don't know exactly how that works. But I also don't, like, I'm not that established that I want to, like, ask people to pay to see my stuff or join. So I'm not big on asking. I know I see a lot of people out there. Let me just take a sip of this quick. A lot of people out there that, you know, they don't, you know, they're just like, hey, send me money or whatever. I think I put like one thing out there and it was funny. But yeah, it's there. I'm not going to ask. I just won't. I don't know, it's just how I've always been. Hello! Yeah. But if you wish to contribute, I definitely thank you. I did actually get, I don't know who it is because some people have their real names on the Cash App, but I will say, yay! There was something else. What did I see? Oh, it was actually a makeup product. It wasn't an eye cream, but I can send it to you if you wish. But it's not something that's completely detectable. There is something else that I use all the time too. But I mean, creams and stuff will probably be better for you just so you don't have to worry about like blending and whatnot. All right, I'm gonna try and let these go. See, this is what happens. I start getting, and I thought about it when I was, of course I'm trying to take a nap, and then I'm like, what did I do wrong on my last live, which was, you know, weeks ago, and I'm like, I just kept blending and blending, and I blended everything into one color, and I'm like, oh no. These are the things that keep me up. Okay, I'm gonna let it go, because you guys know, and I have dry lips. This cold weather is killing me with, I just get so dry. But, I forgot. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Lots going on. It's like somebody had, oh, that's what I was saying. Somebody actually, like, sent me $25 the other day on my Cash App. And I don't know if you watch my videos, but if you do, thank you. I didn't know as far as like Twitter handles who it was, so I couldn't come out and say thank you. I did think about tweeting and saying like thank you to the anonymous person who had sent me money, but then I also felt kind of weird about that too, so I was like, I didn't say anything. So I just kind of sent a heart back because it said you can respond on Cash App. So I just sent a heart back. I thought you could respond with words, but apparently not. So yeah. So that was really nice. But yeah, my brain's just been... Somebody said yesterday, they're like, I haven't seen your tweets in 2 days. And I'm like, well, I really hadn't put anything out. There's just a lot. Just a lot going on. There's a lot going on, just like, you know, I talked about, like, my grand passing away and stuff like that. There's things that I will talk about. There's things that I won't talk about. You know, obviously, personal life is personal life. And that's just how it goes. So, I don't know. How's everybody's week going? How's your... I'm like, I'm going to leave these eyebrows alone, and then I don't. Hopefully everybody's year's going pretty good so far. So, you know. Alright, screw these eyebrows. Let me go and do my primer. I think I need to get a new primer, too. This one's like, you know what I'm going to do? Because I think, because air got to it, and it's kind of old. Oh, darn, I'm sorry. I missed what you said. I wish those stayed up longer. I'm going to squeeze, like, some of this out. And then use it. And see if that... I'm sorry, Christopher. I saw it too late because I was looking at what I was doing down here. I wonder if there's a way to keep the comments up a little bit longer. I'm going to go and just get the primer on. So then I can get to the purple. I was thinking about too, and I'm like, I wish I could find, like, I hate wearing the same stuff, you know, I'm like, oh. But, you know, most of the time in the summer, I'm just, like, in a white tank top. So that's how that goes. Oh, thank you. I did make one. What was it? Not yesterday. Yesterday, the day before. I know. You know what? And it's just like, you know how sometimes there's like, I mean, there is a lot going on right now. But then, I don't know where that brush is. I'm just going to use my finger. But then, in a sense, like, there's not a lot going on. So, you know, it's the end of January. It's going to be February. I'm just kind of getting back into, like, doing things. And so I haven't really gone anywhere but, like, home and work. And then when I'm at home, really, like, there was this thing going on that people were, like, talking about this girl doing, like, this day in her life video and stuff. And then I was like, I should do one of those. But then I was like, I don't know. I usually post stuff that I'm doing anyway. Like, why am I going to make a 2-minute compilation of, like, hey, this is me making my coffee. This is me drying my hair. It's like, if you look through, I think that's one of the last videos I did too, like, last week. And so I told people, I was like, some people... Oh, cool. Thanks for stopping by. Always glad to have you here. I hope you have a good day. Sleep well. I've had people actually say, like, I don't want to seem like a stalker, but I'm going to go through your, like, media tab. And I'm like, dude, that's what it's there for. Like, I literally have a link that'll take you right to videos or photos, whatever. Sometimes I look at them and I'm like, oh man, I forgot I put that there. That's pretty funny. So yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like, I don't know. That's the thing when people say, like, oh, well, somebody liked this thing that I posted in 2019. Well, you posted it. Like, so... So I don't, you posted it and you never deleted it. It's there. Like, why are you mad that somebody liked it? Or just actually, speaking of 2019, I just saw a tweet that had, I think, like 40 some thousand likes on it, and it was literally from 2019. Like, who knows? Did it have that many likes at that time? Did it just recirculate? You don't know, but that's just how the internet works, people. If you don't want it to show up later, then don't put it there. Alright. I'm looking wonky because I use my finger, but what do I always say? I'll fix it later. Okay, so I was thinking also, see, these are in addition to all the things that I think about during the day, like making sure kids are fed, I'm fed, work, whatever, family. I'm always like thinking, okay, what can I do that's different? So I'm going to use, I got this for my birthday, and I've used it before, the Jeffree Star Bloodlust palette. This is the very first Jeffree Star palette that I ever got, because I could not afford one, and I had gotten it for my birthday, so I was super happy. So I was like, well, I have a lot of purples, so let's go. So I was thinking what I'm going to do is use quite a bit of all the purples. Like, I'm not going to use any of the greens or anything. And then I want to use like the shimmery purples and the dark purple. I was just thinking like 80s-ish, like dark purple blush, like spread out a little bit and blended, and then like cool eyeshadow. So that's what I had in my head. We'll see what's gonna come. So it shouldn't be like too long. And I really wanted to clean my makeup brushes too. So one of these days I need to get one of those like automatic brush cleaners. Hopefully they work. I wish I could just stick, thanks. I wish I could just stick them in the dishwasher. That would be awesome. But apparently, like, it melts the glue if you put them in the dishwasher, so that would suck. Alright, I'm going to do, because I want to use purples, this Wet Jewel is really pretty, but it's very pink. That is more purple. Yeah, I mean, I get it. And that's really, like, what I want, you know what I mean? So, wait, hold on. I lost my train of thought because I'm thinking, I get it. I do get it. Like, yeah, like I said, the past couple days I've kind of been like meh, or posting the coffee and stuff like that. Okay. And I mean, that's why I'll go in sometimes and I'll just like, I'll put up pictures of myself with like no makeup on and stuff like that. Like, I don't care. Like, that's what I fucking look like when I'm walking around most of the time. Like, why am I gonna hide my face and be like, oh no, you can't see me without makeup on? Ah. So, yeah. Alright. Well, and I haven't really been going anywhere either, you know? Like, I'm just sitting in my house. I'm going to work. So, yeah. Alright, I'll think about it. And most of the time maybe I was just like worried this week too with like the test and stuff like that. So when there's too many things like on my mind, I don't feel that like I'm entertaining to anybody like at all. And I also really strive to not be negative. So if I'm in a negative, just like not a great place, like I don't want to post it. I'm not gonna just be like, and I understand I'm human, and I understand I have feelings, and you know, everybody has feelings, but on the same hand, it just, I just try to stay away from it. So then I just post nothing. Post like 2 things. I was happy Chick-fil-A commented on my post the other day though, so that was cool. I actually got Chick-fil-A again today. I don't know what it was today, but let me tell you, for some reason, those chicken nuggets and that mac and cheese were like the best I freaking ever had from them since I've been going there since they opened. Like, I never even had Chick-fil-A before they opened near me like 2 years ago. So I don't know what it was, why it was so tasty. Maybe it was because I got a procedure done and then got it, but it was freaking amazing. And then I was like, I want Chick-fil-A again today. I did have a free chicken sandwich the other day that I lost out on. I probably should have gotten it anyway, but because I used the app and then you get like secret surprises and it's like, ooh, the manager gave you a surprise, and I was like, sweet. So yeah. Alright, let's see. So I did 2 different kinds. I really like this color purple. This is probably one of my favorite color purple for eyeshadow, just because it just reminds me of like back in the day. Hey, well, thank you. I think, I don't know, you may have mentioned it to me. I've been saying to everybody, like, my brain's kind of like this week, so just pardon me if I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. It happens. It happens because of winter too. It's just depressing. Everything looks like a freaking nuclear wasteland out there. Oh, you know what I wanted to talk about too? So how about, as I said, I was trying to nap today. An Amazon guy was outside blasting like Hispanic music out of his little van. And I'm like, cool, buddy, but like, I'm trying to nap here. How about the other day it's a little frog statue with 3 little frogs on each other, and it's ceramic, and it's on a little rock that says welcome. Like, I freaking love frogs. Like, if you followed me long enough, and if you haven't, in the spring, once those frogs start coming in my pond, you're going to see them. But anyway, I had this damn thing for, oh God, almost 20 years. Like, probably since like 2005. And I never put it outside. I always kept it in my house. So within the past like 2-3 years, I was like, all right, like, I'll put it outside. Well, he brings this thing, and the day before, I was sitting in my truck in my driveway, and I looked over at those frogs. I'm like, it's really cold outside. I should bring them in. Well, day before yesterday, I heard something, and I just thought it was whatever he brought in the box on my porch. And then my son comes home, and he's like, what happened to your frogs? And I look, the bottom is smashed. Because the dude brought the big ass box up onto my porch, must have turned around, and then just walked. And his foot booted my frog, and there they went. And it was smashed. Only the bottom smashed, and I could probably glue it, but on the same hand, it's going to have those friggin' cracks in it. It's not going to look the same. And they would have been safe if I brought them in the house. I do get toads too, but there's always, like, for the past couple years, there's always a, like, an actual frog that's just been, like, coming to the pond. The toads don't come to the pond, but I see them. I know! You know I love frogs. You know. But, yeah, the toads, when they pop up in the yard, I always grab them, and then I put them in the pond. They may not want to go there, but I'm like, they're usually by the street. And I'm like, you guys can't be hanging out by the street. You're going to get ran over. Like, go in the backyard, chill in the pond with the goldfish for a bit, and then, like, move on. No, and I know, and the way my porch steps are, like, they're kind of wide, and they were set up towards the outside, but not so far that you can't see them. And like I said, I think he just turned around, went to walk. And the kicker is, I heard the noise because it sounded like something rattling in a box. And I opened the door and I saw the big box there. So I was like, oh. And then, woo! And I waved to him. I was like, oh, thanks. You think he would have just like come up to me and been like, I'm so sorry, ma'am, I had broken your frogs? No. He just let me wave to him like everything was cool and walked the fuck away. So if you ever see this, Amazon man, I know what you look like. You were really tall and you had a ponytail. So, just saying, that was not nice. You could have just come to me and said, I'm sorry about your frog. Would I have cried? Absolutely, I would have cried in front of you. I love that damn thing. But at least should have apologized when you saw my face. So that's what I gotta say. I think this is turning out pretty cool. I'm really liking this one. I haven't used this in a while. This color Vivid Mood. So I used this one, and this one's on the lid. That one's really cool. I'm just gonna blend this here. So I'm trying to keep it like mostly here, the darker-ish, the darkest of the lightest colors, let's just say. Because I was thinking also like just kind of trying to keep it this way. I was thinking actually the other day of doing like an all red look like this. I don't like reds on me, but I think that would look kind of neat. And I was thinking like Red Queen, because like this is the shape of like the Red Queen from the new Alice in Wonderland, which they haven't come out with any movies like in a few years. Is Disney just done with that, like the live action Alice, or what? Because I thought they could have been going a little more. Or no, didn't they like say, who was it that said they weren't gonna like work with Johnny Depp anymore? Was it Disney or like Warner's or something like that? Which is stupid. I really think that like people's personal lives shouldn't affect their work. Unless it's like, you know, really bad. That's what I thought. Because I was like, I didn't think it was Disney. But those were really good. I thought they were good. But the one year, I think my daughter was a year old. And so I had gotten her, so her hair's darkened. But it was like a dark-ish blonde when she was like real little. So I had her be a little, oh, cute. I actually have a salt and pepper shaker from Pier 1, and it's a lily pad that's just like a stand that they sit on, and there's two frogs, and there's salt and pepper shakers, and there's like a little hole in the front that you could like put toothpicks in. I do also have a salt and pepper shaker that looks like a cheeseburger, and I don't know how it broke. I worked there for quite a bit, but it ended up breaking, just like the top broke, and then my best friend had actually, I think for my birthday or Christmas, I don't know, she actually bought me another one. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't use it. It just like sits on my spice rack. So, because I'm like, I don't want it to break. It's just gonna sit here. But yeah, so for Halloween, when my daughter was a year old, she was Alice, and I was the Red Queen. So I borrowed like a red like bridesmaid dress from one of my friends. And then I wish phone cameras worked better then, but my hair was dark, and I did the like heart shape like hair. I did it all curly, and I teased it, and I did like the whole heart shape, and then like the eyeshadow, and then the lips and stuff. It turned out pretty cool. I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. but because of phone cameras being shitty, I don't really have like good pictures of our costumes and stuff. So I think I had like an iPhone 3 then, something like that. So it happens. Or like, shit, back in the day, I don't even have many pictures of anything. Oh, oh. We used to like not have many pictures of pretty much anything because my mom was always like, film is too expensive, so we can't be taking all these pictures. And I'm like, why? So I actually ended up getting a camera. I think it was just a 35 millimeter, but I want to say it was when I was 15, something like that. And so I would just get film and then develop it myself. But I also didn't have a job, so like it wasn't really easy to get film when you don't have any money. But it was nice. Alright. I'm gonna change that. I don't know. I think it's looking pretty cool so far. Nothing. I didn't want to go like too crazy on the eyes either because I want to do that like really stark blush. I kind of want that to be the standout. So that's why I'm kind of like not worried about this. I think for the outside, I'm going to go... Oh, that's weird. I wonder why. I know there's some people that put alerts on, so... But I don't know how... Because I put a first one on and then I put this one on. I'll have to take a look at the settings and see. For the rest of the eye, I'm going to go in with the Naked Ultraviolet. It has a lot of purples and also some browns, but I'm not using any browns or anything. So I want to do, let's see. This seems too pink. Yeah, that's good. Well, thank you. I am thinking this one for, no, that's kind of blue. Well, it's still purple. Because I want to do this one on like the outer and then maybe do that in the inner. Let me see what they look like first. Okay, that didn't hardly show up at all. Alright, well, my decision was correct. So I'm going to go in with Euphoric. And I'm just going to do just out here. And it has like a bit of like a shift to it. Again, like I said, I'm not trying to make it a huge bold eye. I might do a liquid liner, I'm not sure. I just want something to round out these colors that I got going on here. And then the rest I want to focus on that contour stick that I got. So I want to kind of like do kind of like a crazy contour. Like I've just got like a Grace Jones type of thing going on in my head. Like a crazy contour and like striking blush. So kind of 80s, kind of like futuristic, something like that. Speaking of, I saw that Fashion Week was in Paris this week. I did see quite a few things that were like nice, but I didn't seen like a lot. The most nice things that I had seen in a while, and I actually saw them in person though, so that was cool. When I went to Vegas and I went to the Dolce & Gabbana store, oh my god, that was my favorite. I did really like the Valentino store too, and I like loved this black sweater. They also had a couple sweatshirts, but the sweater with these little gem fruits all over it, super, super cute. It's like $2,400, and I was like, oh. There's of course no price tag on it in the store, and I was like, if there's no price tag, that means I can't afford it, and that was correct. But and then Dolce, same thing. But seeing a lot of those in person, there was this black dress that had lace and stuff like that, and it kind of reminded me of, I think, was it the one Natalie Portman wore to the Black Swan premiere? And I didn't even look it up before I mentioned this, but I don't know what designer had done that offhand. But that one was really, really pretty. My grandmother was a seamstress for a long time. My mom had been as well. So they used to make me clothes when I was little, and that turned out really pretty. I also learned how to sew when I was 3 years old. I always remember I would go in my mom's sewing drawer. I would just like make random shit. Like she'd bring home scraps of fabric, or she would have scraps from something she would make. She would make like Halloween costumes for my brother and me, and I would just take thread and just like make random things. But like all these people are always like, oh my god, when you know, walk around your house and you step on a Lego, step on a fucking needle and see how that is. Because that was me. I was that kid who would get needles lost in the carpet. Yeah. Needles. I would get straight pins. I would get sewing needles. So I would just lose them when I was a kid, you know. Straight pins, sewing needles. I also really, really liked hanging things on the wall with thumbtacks. I would lose thumbtacks in the carpet too. So, yeah. It was much, much worse than Legos. But anyway, as far as like detail goes, fabric, just the feel of fabrics, the way things are stitched, stuff like that. I always had good eye for that. I did want to be a fashion designer at some point too. Yeah, ouch. I know. Luckily, I had not ever stepped on them, but yeah, my parents did. So, but yeah, no, that was always on the horizon too. Just you know how it goes. Work, life, just things happen. Can I cross stitch? Yes, I can cross stitch. I have done cross stitch before. Embroidery. I have done I do know quite a few embroidery stitches. It has been a while since I had done embroidery stitches, but I did just fix my sweater not too long ago before I went on vacation because it ripped. I pulled the string like a dummy. But on the same hand, I think it would have ripped anyway because the other side of my sweater is already opening. I got it on Clearance Express for like $17. So it's probably why. But, yeah, I was like, oh great, now I gotta sew the other side. So there's that. It really didn't take that long though. But this time I'm gonna have to go like up the whole, I'm gonna have to start from here and then work my way up, because that way I won't have to worry about it happening again. And it's okay. It was actually relaxing. I know how to use a sewing machine too. So I haven't for a couple years, only because it's all things that I used to do when I was a kid, and then you get kids and you start having a family and whatever. So that's why like I kind of, this works in a way too, just because it's still something that I used to do when I was younger. Just like, I did not have, I mean, my God, what I had as far as makeup did not constitute as what I have now. And me, compared to some people, like, they have way more. But obviously, like, that's life, you know. There's people who have way more of a lot of things, but that's just how it goes. But, yeah, whatever I had, I would just mess around with and hang out in my room and listen to my, I don't know, I probably had cassettes at that time. Probably my cassettes, mostly. And just singing and doing whatever. I used to draw a lot too. I would draw, just kind of hang out by myself. And my brother would come in and be a pain in my ass, as all little brothers do. That's why I tell my daughter, I was like, listen, I sympathize with you. I really do. Like, little brothers can be a pain in the ass. I think that's good for the top part of the eye. Like, as far as just this goes. And I think I will just do a line on the top. Oh my God, I know. I used to do it all the time. And it was like annoying if you had a stereo that only had like one deck. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? So I would make them for friends, myself. You'd be like, oh my God, this song's on the radio. And just like run over and hit record. And then where you have to like, or if you made it for something, there's like chunks in this. What the hell? I literally just bought this. Or if you're making one for somebody and then you have to like stop. Like there was a way I did, how the hell did I used to do it? Because if you just press stop really hard, it didn't work as good as pressing like stop and like pause at the same time and then like lifting your fingers up. Because if you just press stop, it didn't stop it like right at the moment that you wanted it to. Because I was always a sucker for like the outros on certain songs, and then for it to get cut off would be just like, it's not the whole song. It's not the whole song, but you had to cut it off before the next song started. Yeah, I had like a little trick, and God, I haven't thought of that in years, and I also haven't even done it in longer. But yeah, there was a trick to it, but nobody ever like cared. Nobody was like, oh, you put the entire song on there, how cool. I don't. I don't have, hold on, I'm trying to like focus on my eyeball right now. I don't have like, I think some people may have like a, I don't know if they get like stuff from when you use discount codes or whatever. Oh, I know. I know, like, shut up, shut up. Yeah, so as far as like recommending products and stuff like that, I don't get paid for it. Whatever is in here, there's like, I don't want to touch it. It's like crud, and I don't know what's going on with it. I think I used this like once before and it wasn't that bad, so. But yeah, I'd have to see, like, it would probably be like an endorsement deal if I did. And I don't know how that actually works. I have seen things. God, it's so hard to talk and do this at the same time. That's why I don't do it on here a lot. Okay. I have seen things on Instagram where people like message me and they're like, you should message such and such of whatever for like compensation or whatever. And most of the time I'm like, I don't think this is real. Because why, if you are that company, would you tell me to message that company? But then you have like 100 followers or whatever. So it's like, I don't think so. But I will like tag companies and things. And I think a lot of times it's like you wouldn't get paid in particular for mentioning things. I think it would just be more of like maybe they would send you product or something like that. Unless you were like a actual like spokesperson or whatever. That's how I think it works. I mean, I haven't looked into it, but if anybody knows, wants to tell me. As far as I'm aware, like just with magazines and whatnot. I was thinking about them the other day too. I've talked about it a billion times, and I don't care if I've talked about things a billion times. Every life is different. I was obsessed with magazines ever since I was little. Hell, I was obsessed with like the freaking Sears catalogs when I was a kid. Like when my gram would get the new ones in, I actually have her old coffee table that let me just say here, just a little bit over. She used to put them underneath because it's like from the 70s, so it's got like the top, and then instead of just legs, there's like a base underneath it that you could put like a fucking trinket or whatever. But she would always put her catalogs from I think it was just Sears, JCPenney. Oh my god, and I was thinking about this clothing brand not that long ago, and I had mentioned it to somebody, and they were like, oh my god, yes. Oh. Spiegel. It was the Spiegel catalog. That's what it was. And I mean, as a small child, oh yeah. No, and then the thing with my work is we had a website up, like not a website, but we had a part of our booking site up to buy things offline, but like not a lot of people were buying anything. So I think my boss may have turned off online ordering right now. But I mean, if it comes to a point where like we need to turn it back on and whatever, like I'll definitely let everybody know. But most of what we've been getting is like in-person sales. So, because it's like a very small, like local salon. So, yeah, for now. Maybe one day we'll be like a huge chain. How fun would that be? So what was I talking about? My Graham's coffee table. So yeah, sorry, I just gotta concentrate for 2 seconds while I do this. There's like this is going round and this is going up and out just because of like the angle of my hand. So I need to like focus and fix it without touching my eyelashes. Because when you go in and you touch the eyelashes and you come over, it gets on your eyelashes and they don't separate right. And then your mascara looks like crap. But yeah, Christmas catalogs obviously were the best. They didn't have a shit ton of toys in them, but even the electronics Like Sears would sell like guitars and shit. Like I was always sitting there hoping, like, maybe somebody will realize I want a fucking guitar for Christmas. Nobody did. No matter how many damn music videos I watched and songs I sang, nobody was like, hey, maybe we could get this kid a guitar. That's okay. Yeah, the clothes and the magazines. I was always all about the clothes and obviously the makeup. This is fucking weird. What is going on? It's because I'm not doing a wing. That's why it looks weird. Usually I'll do a wing, but it's kind of like, I don't know, at this point, like I've done the winged eyeliner for the longest time, and I did it even in like high school in the 90s, like not crazy, like I would just do like powder, or not powder, a pencil, and then I would just like flick it out. So I always did it, and I did it for freaking years and years and years. And now like all these chicks are out there doing the winged liner, and I'm like, have at it. I'm gonna go for like having giant eyes that I can do makeup wise, but you need a filter for, so okay. So yeah. I like doing the opposite of like whatever's going on. I'm not gonna go on and keep doing whatever. Alright, let's do this. Alright, we'll go into the under eye then. Yeah, those catalogs, man. I mean, I like being able to look up whatever I want online. I do. I will say that. I will say that, you know, ordering things, or even the impression of ordering things, like, do I order a lot of things online? Fuck no. I like touching it and seeing it. I know. I used to circle stuff in that damn catalog all the time. And you know, she would be like, I would go over her house, and then my grandma would be like, as if I didn't see them already, she'd be like, oh, she'd be like, Nadine, the new catalogs came, and I'd be like, oh, I already saw them, Graham, don't you worry. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Yep, I'll never forget sitting there and her be like, those new catalogs came. I know. I actually ended up getting, which reminds me, I think I still have some Pepsi, but my grandmother, no, I know, was it last week? Last week, I think it was, I was asked to come on, but somebody else said they didn't get one at all. So I'm not sure why over an hour in that there was a notification. The only thing I could think of is because I messed up at first, and that one time I had put made for kids, and then I noticed that I did this time, so I stopped the live, and then I started a new one. So that's the only thing that I could think of what had actually happened. My lips feel really dry, so I'm going to use this. This is Dr. Rogers Restore Lip Balm. Oh my god, my lips are... Thank God I am doing purple lips. It is. Because look at... wine lips. Definitely. I definitely would agree. And I mean, all those guys on there and stuff, like, kind of, it just reminds me of, and you're like, not like the same age, so it definitely reminds me of, like, you know, the old school days of being online. Yeah. It's fun. It reminds me of the old school days of being online and just like wacky stuff and people just maybe getting a little crazy and whatever, you know, saying whatever and nobody getting offended. So, you know, I don't know. That's just how I live my life anyway. But, so, I don't know what that is. See, I'm not all on the loop on everything. It's more of like an acquaintance thing. Exactly. Exactly. And that's what like hanging out with like friends is like, you know? Like when I first got invited to the show and he was like, "Hey, you know, we just like drank and just are non-PC," and I was like, "Okay, sounds good to me." So I was like, "Yeah." I'm losing my train of thought now. I'm like, there's something wrong with this eyeliner. Like this left eye is just pissing me off. Because okay, let's see it. That's what I hate, my lighting and stuff. It looks good there. Everybody's gonna be like, "It looks good. I don't see what's wrong." Okay, so this eye, that wasn't so bright, maybe. Let me turn it down. Oh, yeah, okay. No, it still looks good on there, but to me it doesn't. Fuck. Alright, I gotta fix this tiniest bit. It's literally, it looks good on there. Do you know why? Because it's legitimately like less than a millimeter difference. And that's what pisses me off. One side is not as... And there we go. That was it. It was like the teeniest, tiniest little detail, like, that drove me insane. Okay, just give me a sec. Okay, hold on. I gotta mute this for just a second, because... Okay. Kids were getting a little... Not getting too rowdy. I was like, yo, tone it down. Past couple days have been like, what the fuck? But, then my son was like, I don't know if he said, what milk is good or is the milk good? And I'm like, I literally just eat, I don't eat cereal that often because I have TMJ. So I don't know why I'm being quiet. I have TMJ, so I can't, I love cereal. And I would eat it way more often. But anyway, today I had the Chick-fil-A that I got earlier. And then a little while ago, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that I got French Toast Crunch. So I was like, let me get some of that. So he was like, hey, is the milk good? And I looked at it today and I actually like used the milk and it expires today. And then he's the kid that who's like, well, it smells bad. And I'm like, I know it smells bad. I'm like, you know why it smells bad? Because you're smelling like whatever was like hanging around the cap. I used to do that when I was a kid too. And then if it smelled weird, I was like, nope, I'm not touching it. But unless like, yo, you need to use this fucking milk. So I know it smells weird. I'm telling you, like, I personally ate it today. So it's okay. And I'm like, I ate milk. I did eat milk because I didn't drink it. It was in cereal, so I did eat it. See, this is what I was saying when I first started, and then I said about this foundation. Like, it covers nice, but these little spots here, and this is what happened after vacation. And I don't know what it was. I know I had to wear masks in, like, quite a few places. So I'm wondering if that's what it was. It could have been the water. I mean, I used some, I didn't have my actual, like, face wash with me. I used these other wipes that I had, but I did go to CVS a couple times, and I probably should have gotten a face mask from there, and I didn't even think about it, because, like, I just went and got, like, a couple vitamins, because I forgot vitamins, and, like, drinks and stuff, because I was like, I'm not buying, like, stuff in the vending machine, and the vending machine in the hotel, like, didn't work most of the time anyway, which reminds me, I gotta make sure, because it charged me the one day, and I was like, I didn't even get anything in it. My favorite, oh god, Daniel, I don't have a favorite anything in particular. I can name off a few. I don't have one in particular. I can name a few that are, it was good. It was super fun. I'm glad I went, and me and my friend had a very good time. She is also on Twitter, but she's sorry. She's more like anonymous, like, so yeah, so I'm like, that's why I didn't share it, like, a lot. Everybody's like, are you by yourself? And I'm like, yeah, well, she doesn't really share things on, she has a private, like, account, so. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is freaking good. And then remember they got rid of it, and then they brought it back, so I was like, awesome. Or no, the French Toast Crunch. God, the Toast Crunch and then whatever. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is good. Golden Grams are awesome because, like, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is just cinnamon and sugar coated Golden Grams. So there's that. Without, like, that honey type coated stuff. Golden Grams are awesome because A, they taste good crunchy. And then, oh, good. Oh, thanks. I know. I love that picture. It turned out so good. I'm so glad that, like, I saw that place when we went for pizza the night before. And then I was just like, oh, my God. I'm like, we literally have to go here, like, for our, like, night out. And it just turned out so great. It was like, it was just a fairy tale. Like, everything was just so perfect. It really was. And I got wasted. There was one night that I really got wasted, but it was okay. But I didn't get crazy and posted all the Twitter, so there's that. But anyway, Golden Grams, super awesome. One cereal that was probably my absolute favorite, they don't fucking make anymore, and they probably never will. E.T. cereal. E.T. cereal was freaking awesome. So good. That was good. But as of the cereals there, one that I also have that my gram had first, because back in the day I always saw the commercials, and I was like, ooh, that looks good. It's like an old people cereal, but, like, who the fuck cares? Raisin Nut Bran. I just ate some the other night, and it kills my jaw because of the raisins and everything, but I'm like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. I fucking love that shit. Yeah, I think I might have mentioned it before, and you were like, I didn't even know. Yeah, it had little letter E's and little letter T's, and they were this peanut butter, but it wasn't like peanut butter crunch. It was like an oat cereal with like peanut butter in it, and it was just like the texture of it was just like amazing. But anyway, Raisin Nut Brand's like freaking way up there for me. Ooh, you know what is another good? Like, I was always the weird kid. Like, I loved sugar cereals, of course, because like, what kid doesn't? I did love Fruit Loops. Like, at this point, I'm kind of over getting like my mouth destroyed. I did eat the French Toast Crunch, and then I got a whatchamacallit after I stopped at the store for smoke pots, because I got that, and then I was telling my son about peanut butter M&Ms, which unfortunately he didn't like. He likes the caramel ones. And I'm like, here's peanut butter ones. So anyway, I got the whatchamacallit, and I'm like, why the fuck is this burning my mouth? And then I'm like, oh yeah, you know why it's burning my mouth? Because I ate 2 bowls of French Toast Crunch, and it tore the shit out of my mouth. That's why. So, Fruit Loops tear the hell out of my mouth. Captain Crunch does. Peanut Butter Crunch is fucking super good, though. I don't know why the peanut butter with the milk stuff, like, just does it for me, but Peanut Butter Crunch is fucking awesome. Crunch Berries are awesome. Even regular Captain Crunch is awesome. Oh, the old people cereals. Basic 4. You've never had that fucking cereal, and you like... It's got like dates, dried cranberries, I think raisins, maybe almond slivers or some shit, and flakes. Honey bunches of oats with almonds. That shit's good as hell. You know why? Because it's kind of like you got granola going on, but then the flakes get kind of soggy, but not too soggy, but just soggy enough that they work with the granola. That's a good one. They're good. Gosh, I'm trying to think, because I haven't delved. I've just recently, after years of avoiding cereal, just got into like trying to eat some cereal again, even though it'll like fuck on my jaw. I'm just like, fuck you, jaw. I don't give a fuck. I want to eat cereal, so that's the point that I'm at. Boo Berry was a good one. Boo Berry is probably the favorite out of the monster cereals. Let me try that. I'm like in my head going down the cereal aisle in my grocery store right now. Like, what does that say? Ooh, Frosted Mini Wheats. Those were always good. Actually, my mom would never buy us fucking mini wheats ever. We'd have to get... I gotta look. Do they even sell the like old school shredded wheat? Remember, it didn't even come in like... It wasn't a big box. It was like in a fucking weird ass half a square-ish box with these giant wheat pieces like this big. And then I think there used to be a commercial where they were like, how do you eat your shredded wheat? And it was like showing people like, I break it in half. I shred it all up. And I'm like, what? I used to just put the block in the bowl, which the Corningware bowls, it never worked in because the corners always kind of came up. So I'm like, all right, I'll work with this. I'm like, I don't know, 8. So I'd pour the milk over the top evenly. And then I would get the bowl of sugar and the spoon, and I would spoon the fuck out of the top of that, just praying that it tasted like the Frosty Mini Wheats, because the sugar on the Frosted Mini Wheats is so much better. So yeah, and then I would just let it sit there and soak up a little bit of the milk, so then it wasn't so like horrible, because that was, even the mini wheats are good because like they soak up the milk, but then you also, like, you don't waste milk with that, too, which is good. But then you also, like, actually get, like, you know, a little bit of crunch, but, yeah. oh my God. You're going to get me on a whole, like, cereal thread here. as far as cereal goes, like my dad's mom never, ever, ever had sugared cereal in her house. Never. She would have, oh, I creased my makeup laughing. That's okay. Somebody's like, you look old, bitch. I'd be like, at least I laugh. Oh. But anyway, she would always have puffed rice, puffed wheat, the brick of the wheat, Rice Krispies. Ooh, I am actually one thing that she never had, but I'll get there. The Rice Krispies, just plain. Corn Flakes. And there was another one. I think that was it. But I will tell you, when they had marshmallow Rice Krispies, she had them. I wish they brought marshmallow Rice Krispies back. Those were the fucking best. And you know what was awesome too? The Rice Krispies Treats cereal. Hello, Rice Krispies brought out some like home style Rice Krispie treats, which are awesome. I'm not gonna lie, they're really good. But I'm gonna tell you, if you have not had the Rice Krispies Treats cereal, that shit was fucking amazing. 90s cereals, 80s and 90s cereals, like, were great. I see a couple different ones coming out. Like, I saw like an Elf on the Shelf one and stuff like that. I did really enjoy the Zelda and Mario cereals back in the day though too. Those were really good. And it was nice waking up in the morning and like being a family that like your mom would only buy you like one box. Like you and your brother or your siblings had to agree on, okay, well, guess what? We're going to splurge on this fancy box of cereal that's going to cost us $2 instead of $2 back then. You know, $2 instead of whatever. And, you know, we're like, oh man, like, okay, fine. This is what it's going to be. But the Mario and Zelda cereal was pretty cool because you had 2 different cereals in one fucking box. So when you woke up in the morning, you were like, oh, what kind do I want today? And I think that, if I'm not mistaken, the Mario one was kind of like Captain Crunch, and then the Zelda one was more like Lucky Charms. I may be mistaken, but I mean, I haven't looked it up in a long time, but that's just what I'm remembering. So that was a good idea. And I miss toys, like actual toys. Like, there's no toys in these friggin' cereal boxes for these kids anymore. What the fuck? I remember getting like wacky wall walkers in a box of cereal, or glow bracelets. Remember when they tell you that if you put shit, like glow in the dark shit in the freezer, it would last longer? Like glow sticks and stuff. When glow sticks first came out though, like those were the shit. Everybody was crazy about them. They're fun as hell. I think that looks pretty good. Oh, we're like an hour and a half in. I'm rambling. Why do people tell me that I'm rambling? Alright, this I'm gonna do. Oh, actually, alright, I have this. I might tweak it after I'm done, but I'll just move on for now. Let me do, I like to do my mascara before I do here with my foundation, because I always go like this and then it leaves like a weird crease. So What do we got today? I thought I had another one of these mirrors. I think I gave it to my daughter. I don't know. Let's use the Halloween Jeffree Star one today. I find doing this instead of looking in the mirror straight on works better for me. Oh, and that fucking hurts. That hurts. Well, it's just like when I got my appendix on. Like I said before, like people are like, you should rest, and I'm like, like I get sleeping or I get, you know, resting, but when people mostly say you should rest, that means stay in bed, watch a movie, don't do anything else, just do, you know, whatever. And I'm like, I can't do that. And also, especially if you've had some sort of like abdominal surgery, rest is great. Just like rest, I don't know, like just listen to your body. Like, do some of these people just not listen to what the fuck their body tells them? I don't know. Or do they rest so much that like they think like, oh my gosh, here we go, we get to do this some more. I don't know. I know that I should probably eat way better, and I have to take my vitamins more, but even with, I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. Well, see, sometimes once I put the mascara on, I'm like, okay, there it is. But yeah, like, I don't know. That's what your body's for. Like, your body is supposed to move. So, if you just sit there and lay in bed for like 3 days after you get surgery, you know, obviously depending on the surgery, okay? But, and I will also say, because a lot of people were like, oh my god, they're like, oh my god, did you get the good pain meds? And I'm like, no, I don't do pain meds. I can't. I get sick. I can't take any type of opioid. They make me sick. I get swimmy in the head. I get sick in my stomach. Not good. So I left the hospital with 0 prescriptions. Yeah, I mean, and you understand where it's like, okay, I get it. I can't do things the same way that I have. But on the same hand, it's like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do things like as much as I can. And then if I have to sit for a little bit and relax, then I will. I mean, right, like, and maybe because I've gotten used to it finally, after, I don't know, what year is it? But after being diagnosed with like my MS and stuff, and then I think just emotionally getting over it probably took longer than like what was physically happening to me, which is understandable. I got diagnosed with my MS when my children were very small, and I just felt like, oh crap, like, okay, here we go, like, I can't do dick, I can't do anything with my kids, like, this is how it is, blah blah blah. So when you let your emotions take control and say, oh, you can't do this, like, it makes it real. So then it's weird because I know like a lot of like crazy shit happened. A lot of crazy shit happened for a lot of people when the whole, you know, virus thing happened, which just so happened to be happening directly after my 40th birthday. I'm like, oh, thanks. So, I don't know, it was kind of like a 1-2 punch, and I was just like, yep, alright. I am just gonna live my life, and I'm gonna see how it goes. If I need to lay down for a little bit, I need to lay down for a little bit. But I'm also not going to, yeah, there we go. But I'm also, like, not going to let my, like, illnesses that I have, like, rule my life. I'm just not. I refuse to. I know that it's there. I know what I can do. I know what I can't do. I think also it kind of made it a little easier at that particular point because, you know, my kids are still young, but they're not babies anymore, you know. And this needs to be brought down a little bit more. But they're not, you know, they're not babies. So they don't need, like, constant, you know, attention. Not attention. When I say attention, I just mean as far as, like, changing, washing hands, like, doing this, doing that. Like, I could tell them to do things, and then they will. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I've always been that way. But it kind of got to me. And it wasn't that, when I felt that way, Daniel, like, I never told anybody. Like, I didn't come out and tell everybody, like, hey guys, I'm so depressed, like, I feel like shit, blah, blah, blah. If that's how you need to do it, that's how you need to do it. It's okay. I always kind of just put things out there subliminally, and if somebody gets it, then they get it. If they don't, then whatever. Like, anyway, I don't want to think about that right now. I'm gonna, like, stop it there. Alright, so let's get this contour going and put this on my forehead. Alright. I got this in, like, the darkest color they had. I was like, let's do this. So this is my new one, and oh, here it is. This is what I've been using for contour. Was this? Ooh, it's almost gone too. So, and then it has like this little like cream center type thing. This compared to this, I don't think it's really that much of a difference. No, a smidge darker, and then maybe tone wise that is a little bit different. Right. And then I also, people are like, your cheekbones are great. Like, I just put foundation on. I don't have anything else on. And you could see them. But I kind of want to just, like, lift it a little bit. So. And it pisses me off that I just, like, hold on. Okay. I keep forgetting, like, right here will look better, brighter. Yeah, see the difference. Oh, and there we go. Just putting, like, way too much on. There you go. Okay. Do you want to make yourself look, like, not tired? It's weird for me, too. Like, because I want to say, oh, I look old. But then people are like, you look like you're in your 20s or early 30s or whatever people want to say. But to me, because like I mentioned earlier, I had been bigger because of my kids and stuff. So it's weird to me to have like a thinner face. Like I haven't really been working on a thinner face for quite some time. Okay, let's get into that. Where's that brush? Okay, this is the brush I usually use to blend. So I'm going to take this new foundation or contour stick, and then I want to just kind of, oh, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, I'm going to slide. Why are you stuck? What is going on with this? It's like, it's gross and like super sticky. Both of these things that I tried from this company are gross today. This is not cool. Like, this is like, I'm trying to like just rub it on. Like, I literally just tried to rub it on my face and like, it's sticky as hell. Is it a bad product, or does CVS not do deliveries that much that their products are gross? Like, I can't tell. It smells weird. It smells like, I don't know, sculpting bronzer with jojoba oil. I don't know. It's even when I'm trying to go here. Yeah. It's it's dragging. I'm not even like, I tried to wipe it on my face and this is all I got. Alright, so we're not going to use this today. I'm going to get a makeup wipe so I don't look like a weirdo with it. Yeah, So both of them I was not impressed with. But again, like I said, could it be that they've been in the warehouse and nobody's really bought on CVS online? That's definitely a possibility. But on the same hand, you should keep an eye on your stuff in your warehouse if that's the case. Okay, so you saw me trying to do that. Let me see if I could get that off here. It's like sticky. It feels like it got like gum on my face. Like a little bit of gum. You're like taffy. Okay, so you saw me try to use that. So now when I try to use my Maybelline foundation that I always use, watch. That's all I wanted to do. And as soon as it stuck to my skin, I was like, what is that? Alright, so where is it going to go in? That's a little lower. I want to keep this like here. And then I'm going to do here. Oh, that sucks. But that's okay. And then here. Okay. And the only reason I do the contouring, I know a lot of people do it to change their nose shape, stuff like that. And that's cool. Like, you do what you want to do. The only reason I do is because when you do put foundation over your entire face, you erase the natural contours that you have. So you have to bring it back. So I think contouring in itself, because the trend for probably the past 10 years or so has been over contouring. It's kind of like, oh, well, you're contouring. And it's like, no, I'm really just bringing back the features that I had after, especially using super, super matte makeup. Again, your face itself, like, did you ever look at your nails? Like, even if you're a dude, okay, you don't have any nail polish on at all, and under sunlight, you look at your nail, and if you move it around under sunlight, you can see all of the colors of the rainbow in your nail, because in your body, like, you know, you're reflecting light. your skin is reflecting light. Everything that we have is reflecting light. You're made of water. You're made of minerals. Minerals reflect light. Water reflects light. Like, that's just how it works. It's how the universe works, man. Like, but when you're putting something that is not actually natural, oh, it's true. When you're putting something that isn't natural over something that's natural, that's there on purpose, whether it be, genetically or, well, it's always genetically actually, so everything's genetic that way. But yeah, so that's the thing, you can't see your natural reflectiveness under something that's unnatural. Even if makeup wants to say it's natural, it's like, it's not natural to your actual body. So, let's see. I always think that, like, my left side looks so good, and I'm like, oh, it looks so good. And then see, I think it's just the shadows in my room that do that too. I mean, I don't have professional studio lighting. I just got a couple lights from Amazon, and then overhead, which, oh, I've also have a blown out light. It blew out a couple weeks ago, and I probably should have replaced it, but I have not. Oh, you know what? It blew out a little bit after I had my, oh, thank you. It blew out after I had my appendectomy. So I meant to change it and I hadn't. So I think maybe it'll be a little bit better once I do. I'm not going to cover these blemishes right now because we've been on here for quite a while, so. And I hate leaving lives. And I don't mean, this looks really cute like this though. No! Oh my god, no. Daniel, I don't care. I think it's fun. I think dumb, stupid, funny jokes are like the best ever. Okay, I hate leaving lives, but I must mute you guys. And I must use the ladies' room. I apologize. Wait, no, mute. Okay, sorry. My bathroom lighting like seems horrible, but on the same hand, because it's kind of horrible, it shows up like everything that's wrong. So I was in there and I'm like, ooh, I'm like, actually, this does not, like in my bathroom in real life, it doesn't look as dark as it actually does, which is cool. But I noticed that my right side highlight was just a bit higher than the left side. Or not highlight, contour, whatever. I'm going to do the purple over it anyway, but yeah. All right, let me get a drink. Almost done. All right, let's, this is the like main thing. Let's go in, let me see. There's highlighter on this brush. This, I'm going to go into Blood Queen, and I'm going to see how it's going to do as a blush. It doesn't show up like super dark, which is cool. Like it's not that whole crazy stark look that I wanted, but let me just dig into it a little more and then put it on. So I want to kind of keep it away from here, because anything I put too close to here just drags like my face down just because of my face shape. So I kind of want to keep it like starting here and going out. And I really liked that, one of my favorite looks I did was the like vampire look, and the blush that I did in that, my gosh, it came like to right here, and then I don't even know how I did it. I was like, that turned out amazing. Let's just keep it up here. Yeah, just I could keep layering it and it looks kind of cool. Oh, it looks like way crazier on camera than in person. I'm going to put it on and then I'm just going to like blend it out, because that's what I said what I wanted to do. I just want it to be like, in your face blush. I looked like I got punched in the face. I really didn't. Okay, you can't make up different makeup looks without. Oh, let's bring it up here. Okay. Yes, that's what I was going for. I was like, really? All right, now we're going to just do the blending. That's what I said. I wanted to do it really 80s. Just, who was that artist that, somebody I used to follow on Twitter. There's still highlighter in this from God knows when. But somebody I followed on Twitter but isn't on Twitter anymore. They're on Instagram. But they also had just shared recently, they got a book from, you know, the artist that like Duran Duran had used for one of their covers. I think it was like the Rio cover. And the chicks had that crazy blush like this. Bring it up here. Because that's like the highlight that like I wanted to do. It looks so different on camera than it does in real life. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to look great on camera like to you, only because it's the photos after that's like really the big thing. But on the same hand, let's mix it up. Let's do both. Let's do 80s and then here. I know, I got a crimper. my god, a crimper. Okay, that's cool. So let me just, yeah, I think just softening it a little bit. See, I like that point. That point kind of gives it something, but I also don't want it to come too far here. So I just want to cover that up just a smidge. Like I said, I want to keep it out of this general area on my face. Just for me personally, because it just doesn't work. Alright, so let's see. And then you could see like me too, you know what? After my procedure today, alright, I got a little bit of cleaning up to do over here. A friend of mine actually sent me a video, and I swear I want to say, no, I do like the big shoulders with kind of like sweater type things, like poofy shoulders, maybe a little bit more. That's one thing I like, but the pantsuit thing, I'm just like, no. Just like, this side here, like, this side looks good, and then this side here in camera just looks like I have, like, really, really bad rosacea. This is what you can do to cure your rosacea. But anyway, she sent me this video, and I swear this girl is in England, and yes, exactly. But I swear this girl's in England, and she has this like 1980s themed like bedroom, and then she gets her clothes from like the thrift shops and stuff like that. And I looked at it and I was like, whoa, really? That is not the same shade. But anyway, I was like, wow. I was like, she actually did like a really good job, because there's like whatever she did, and she was like 21. I don't know how old she is now, if she's like 21 now or not, but yeah. Okay. I want to get the same shape on this side. It's like hard doing it on yourself to make that happen. So it comes out there, and then here. But yeah, I was really impressed by like what she had going on, and clothes wise, and for being like in her 20s now. Okay, that's not too bad. For being in her 20s now and actually like achieving that, like that really shows like supreme dedication. Because a lot of people try to replicate, but also once they replicate, they don't do even, not even people, but like movies and stuff, like they will try to replicate 80s things, and then you're like, what are you doing? Like, that is not how it looked. But this girl, like, she should be a set designer for like 80s themed movies like now. I swear to God, this looks like I got punched in the face, like, on camera, but once I take photos, it's not going to look so bad. And see, and this is one thing I hate about doing blush like this, too. Like, do you see, like, where I have, like, scars and stuff, it shows up? I mean, I guess that's just faces. That's just how it goes, because we're human. Alright, I think as far as what I wanted to do, it's not as extreme, but I think it's something I could build on. And I've gone for a pretty long time. I think it's something I could build on. I think something more editorial, like a paintbrush from Lowe's with like paint going up or something, that would be really, really cool. Like I was just, it's not what I had in my mind, but it's wearable. No! Daniel! Oh, shit. I am going to have to pour myself another glass. That semi reminds me of, in one of my group chats, and people were like, well, why do they call them wife beaters or whatever? Oh my god. I missed yours, Chris. I'm sorry, I was pouring my drink. Girls were saying about calling like the white tanks wife beaters. And then I totally forgot, and somebody brought up the photo of Eve from, gosh, well, when would that have been? At least 2003-ish, and then she had it put across the front of the tank, and it said husband beater. And I'm like, oh man. Was it with you guys that I had talks with, or somebody else that, like, the majority of us who had lived through the early 2000s had agreed that, like, whatever we had going on then was, like, just, that was like, we were good, you know, like, having just, you know, there was no talks about racism, there was no problems with anybody, no, and we all agreed that it was right before 9/11 as well. Everything was going quite swimmingly with most people on the planet, and then all of a sudden, how convenient. We did all have it really good. Everybody got along with each other. Nobody had any problem. I mean, well, I'm not saying nobody, but I'm just saying, like, the vast majority of people. I mean, are there always your little sects of people, like, having problems with each other? Absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, the vast majority of people, like, we're all cool. Especially people my age. Oh, yeah. Oh, totally. I mean, I even see people who are my age that I'm just like, wait, I thought you were smart. I think 2015, 2016 did break people's minds. But then 2020 just, like, took the cake, dude. Oh no, my teeth are purple from the wine. Yeah, and I know. And it was all the people who really didn't even pay attention to, like, pop culture. They're all the people who looked down on you if you paid attention to pop culture, and, you know, they were so much cooler because, you know, they read the alternative magazines or whatever. And it's funny that they thought they were so different, yet they're the ones that ended up being the most brainwashed in the end. An interesting scientific study that nobody will ever do. Okay, so I had a color in mind for my lips, but I don't know where it is. I thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really do. And I know I say thank you a lot, but I still want to say thank you. Today was just like getting back to my groove of things and trying something new as well. And the more I go, the more I do it, the more I will evolve, just personally, professionally, vocally. So, yeah. It's not as avant-garde as I wanted, but I think it's cute. And so I have a Wet n Wild, I think this is just called Raisin. I don't know the last time I used this, so. And I found out those like things that I ordered at CVS like kind of were shit, so. This is really dry and hard to put on. But I also have this other color that I super love, but it's too, like, this is too light. It's going to be all too light, so I need a dark lip. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Instead of me getting too crazy with paying attention to lines, because I get pissed when I see myself in photos, we'll go a little let's go a little old, I said old school, right? I hear a fire alarm, and I kind of missed them. I kind of missed it. Oh, put that back up. Comment again. I wasn't looking. Did anybody else ever have community fire alarms? Or like it was like a certain sound when like an ambulance went, or a certain sound when there's a fire. I can hear through my window. One of the neighboring towns still has it. How weird is it that like that sound means distress, but on the same hand, because I don't hear it anymore, like I have nostalgia for it. The one that we had in my town when I was really small was so annoying. It was the most annoying sound ever, but if I were to hear it now, it would remind me of like my home then. And no, I won't act out the sound of the siren. Kinda. It's just like, oh yeah. It's kind of like the thunderstorm warnings, but there was also a town that we lived in at one point that had an alarm that sounded at 6 p.m. every day. So, oh, totally. That particular one would go off at 6 o'clock every day. So at 6 o'clock, you knew as a kid, like, to get home. I hear it again. And it's very faint, and it's like one of those, and they're all, those particular sirens are always ones that, like, get you. They're not like tornado sirens or anything like that, but it's just like, yeah. But I don't know. I mean, it seems strange that they took a lot of them down, like it doesn't happen anymore. Like, yes, there's internet and whatever, but on the same hand, like, I don't know. People need to be warned about danger, not just look at it on their phone. Their phone is their safe space, you know? So even from your phone, reading, oh, there's a fire in such and such a place, blah, 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 that feels bad. But when you hear those sirens and you know that danger is close to you, it's a different feeling. So why were they taken away, huh? Why were the majority of them from these areas taken away? Makes you think, huh? Because it's on your phone, there's no danger to you, right? Uh-huh. Listen, I do not know what's going on with these lips. It looks great on camera, by the way. But speaking of sirens, and I'm going to close out, but before I let you go, so I've mentioned before, like, I don't really talk to, like, my mom, stuff like that. I don't think I'll ever delve into it on here or on... Oh, yeah, I know we have them here because there is a nuclear power plant not too far away. And there's, like, weird orange balls on, like, the lines or something that has to do with it. But anyway, I don't talk about a lot of, like, super personal stuff. But just saying, as far as sirens go, because it brought it up to me. So I was in 5th grade. My parents, my brother and I's parents were not around a lot. So it was about, oh gosh, it was after 10 o'clock at night one night. I was in 5th grade, so I was 11. And I heard the sirens going off. And like I said, I'm not going to say how they went off, but they were pretty, you know, I don't know, they're pretty good sirens. So anyway, it's after 10 p.m. I'm 11, my brother's 8, and they keep going off and going off and going off. And I know my parents went out and they were at the bar and they would be drinking and stuff like that. So for some reason I got a really bad feeling that night. I got a really bad feeling. And I heard lots of, like, police cars going off, ambulance, things like that. Sometimes my brother and I would just, my parents we lived in a trailer, so they gave my brother his room. I slept in their room in my bed, and they slept on a pull-out in the living room. So my brother would always get scared. He was a little kid, you know, me and Mom. So I'd be like, okay, you know, we'll pull out the pull out, you know, let's fall asleep together. The sirens are going off and going off and going off. He's sleeping and I'm just like a wreck. And I'm like, what if that's our parents? Like, what if they just, that's it? And we always said, like, if something happened to our parents, like, you know, your kids, that whole rule of godparents, like, you're going to be separated from each other because you have different godparents, blah, blah. So anyway, still fell asleep anyway. And I knew I was moving because that's another story for another day. But anyway, one of the kids that I was pretty much in love with, like, as kid love goes, you know, since kindergarten, I found out the next day that his mother got hit by a car by a truck driver, and it was pretty horrific, and that's what all those sirens were for. And I wanted to tell him that I was moving. I mean, we were friends, you know, and I never got to because that was in May and school ended and he returned to school. So since then, thank you to the internet, I had messaged him and told him like those things. So yeah, so sirens remind you of lots of things, and after those sirens happened and my parents survived, then my life changed drastically differently. So yeah, it's funny, and in one of my group chats, there was actually one of us that said, "What's the most traumatic thing that happened to you?" And I said, 75% of my life. And I'm not lying. So that is why I said earlier I try to keep it positive on my Twitter feed, and I try not to be negative because I can be, and I know that I can be, and I know what everybody else can be dealing with too. So I hate to close out on a sad note though, but it's, I think, technically Friday. I think this look turned out pretty fun. I mean, not bad. Not as, like, you know, crazy as I wanted it to be, but it's okay. It turned out good. I'm glad. And I'm also glad for everybody who dropped in and said hi, everybody who watches, everybody who just likes my stuff, and just appreciates what I do. So I do appreciate everything, and I will definitely be back next week. So next week, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the 27th, next week should start February. So then I'll get into the pink. So, all right, guys. Well, good night. If you're watching now, if you're coming to now, thank you, Daniel. So are you. And if you watch later, thank you as well. And I will say I will be, thank you. I will. I promise. Like I said, been through a lot, so I kind of know how to do it. But yeah, these two guys that I tried out didn't work out so good. The primer we'll see, but I just didn't like how it felt. I didn't like, it was greasy at first and then pilled, and yeah. But, you know. Bye, you two. All right, I'm going to head out. Thank you again so much. I super, super, super appreciate you guys, and I will see you next week. Promise.